Tina again. Welcome back to my channel. We've had a full day today, being at home, getting things done at home. Since it's Friday, I have extra work to do because Randall, now sit down, mommy's trying to talk. Since it's Friday, I have extra work to do because tomorrow's Saturday and we don't work on Sunday, so I have to do most of my work, my cleaning and cooking for Sunday and Saturday because, yeah, it's the weekend and you never know what might come up. But I'm so happy you're back with me again. It feels so good to be here again. I'm just gonna take you along, do some evening chores, and make my supper. I actually don't know yet what I'm making for my supper. So I'm gonna figure that out. I have ground meat out. So yeah, I'm happy to take you with me. Okay, so excuse the mess behind me. That's part of the cleanup for tonight. First job, here is our little boy's seat. Instead of a high chair, we have this table seat. And if you look really close, you can see he makes a mess when he eats. So, yep, shake it out, wash it up. I unhook it here and hook it on this side. It's just a snap, very easy. Here's a little button. I just push this little button in and it pulls right out. There. Now, I can slide the material part where he sits right off. I like it a whole lot more than a high chair because it doesn't take up as much room in our house as a high chair, and he can be at the table with us. So that's really nice. Okay, so we're just gonna throw this in the washer. I usually wash it by itself because it gets so dirty. I don't want to contaminate anything else because, yeah, I usually wash it once a week. So you can imagine how dirty it just gets. Well, welcome to my laundry room. It's actually just 2 double doors I slide apart. It's actually just here in the living room. So, yeah, my washer and my dryer. The first thing I'm going to use is a little bit of scented Clorox. Just a tad bit goes right in. This is a little shelf I just pour it straight into. Excuse all the noise. I actually do have a load in the dryer. Oh, and then I just put my laundry detergent right into this little tray. Just a tad. And it slides shut. And then I'm gonna put it on light. I just turned it to light. I always wash on cold. Normal. Yeah. Now. All right, so the first thing I'm going to start with is cleaning out my dish rack and wiping down my table and my counters and the wall above my counters. I'm not sure how much cleaning I'm gonna get done tonight. Eli is still actually at work. So I'm just gonna work, make my supper, and take you with me. to wipe my counters and my table. I'm just using a bucket. I have a regular rag in here and a scratch pad. I'm going to scratch the surfaces with this, and then I'll wipe it down with this. And in my bucket, I have pine sol. So it smells really good. I really love pine sol for cleaning. And when I worked at the nursing home, we were told that pine sol is one of the strongest cleaners. So I agree. It makes things feel clean, smell clean, and even look shiny too. So yes, I'm gonna fill this up with pure hot water, and I'll begin with the table. Alright, so I got my tabletop cleaned and my counter is cleaned, I'm ready for a little break. I'm gonna just sit here and look on Pinterest if there's anything that strikes me for supper. I get into these moods that I just don't know what to cook. Usually I love to cook. I love anything in the kitchen except baking. I don't enjoy my baking. But yeah, it's almost time for supper. Eli's probably gonna be home in about an hour or two, and so I just really need to figure something out. So I'm just gonna take a couple minutes here to see if there's anything that looks interesting. Okay, so I figured out what I'm going to have for my supper. It's going to be stuffed peppers with a side of lettuce salad. Some stuffed peppers are one of Eli's favorite dishes. He's a very picky eater, so I have to be very careful with what I make, and it can get a little tricky sometimes, but he's not too fussy. If he doesn't really like something, he just won't eat it. But I try to be careful most times, not all the time, because I like some dishes too. I'm gonna see if I can get this little girl to sleep. There, I'm going to try to get her to sleep. She can watch me in the kitchen. And yeah, I'll just put my supper together really quick. And hopefully I'll have time to sweep the floor. It's very dirty, especially where Randall sits. Makes a lot of crumbs. So there's a few things that need done. Okay, while my meat is frying, I'm going to get my peppers ready to put in the boiling salt water. That way it softens them, because the rice is going to be cooked, the meat is going to be cooked. And if I don't cook the peppers, it won't get finished. It won't get finished evenly. So I'm just going to clean those peppers. Oh. I'm really happy I have 2 different colors. Just makes it where I can all balance it. Then in the dish, that I'm going to cook them in, I was taught when I was a little girl by my mother that when you make a meal, make sure you don't choose the same colors of things, because your meal won't look as appetizing. Like if you have corn and you have squash and then you decide to have chicken, that's pretty much all the same color. So you have like a variety of colors. It just makes your meal look a little more appetizing that way. It's something I just never forgot. I think it's really good. And yeah, I think it really works, because food tends to get all faster if it has a pretty look to it. So, something I always remembered from my mother. What's the matter, honey? Randall, no, put them back. Okay, I'm going to just let them sit there until they're ready for their salt water. It looks like my meat is pretty much done browning itself. So I'm going to add my tomato products. I have chopped tomatoes and I have like a tomato paste. I forget the name of it, but it has different seasonings in it and it's really good. So I'm just gonna add those now and let that get hot, and then I'm going to add my rice. Here are my tomatoes. They're just the regular diced. I drained the juice off of them because I don't want it to be too juicy. I actually don't like the juice, so I just usually drain any juice off out of a tin can. I'll just smash them into that meat there. Then I'll let them heat together for a bit. Let me turn my burner up. I had it pretty low. Now let's turn it. So this is the sauce that I was talking about. It's some kind of Italian sauce. It's really good. Just gonna dump a little bit in here. Actually, I'm going to put a little water in it because it's almost empty. So here's my rice that I use. I really like this rice. It does not stick together like some rices do. I'm just gonna stir my meat here because it's beginning to boil. I'm actually getting into the groove of cooking again. At first I wasn't excited about making supper, but now that I actually see food in front of me and the stove is on, and I really enjoy cooking. So I just have to make myself do it, and then I'm always happy I did it. But yes, I'm just gonna dump some of this in to my meat mixture. Actually, I just dumped the whole thing in. That wasn't very much, maybe 3/4 cup. Now I'll just stir that rice in there, and I'll let them boil together for a while. All right, so while that is boiling together, I'm going to just turn my oven on to 350. Get it hot a while. Okay, so this is boiled together very nicely. It's still pretty runny. The rice isn't quite done. So I'm just gonna let it continue to boil for a bit, and I'm going to make my lettuce salad. Okay, so I know this is a dessert dish, but I think it looks very pretty. So I'm just going to use it for my salad. What's the matter? Okay, I just realized I wasn't recording when I made my lettuce salad, so I'm very sorry about that. I can tell you what I put in it. I just chopped up some lettuce and bacon and cheese, and then I put crushed bugles on top. So, to give it a little crunch, you know. But yeah, there's the salad. I can't wait to eat it. I love lettuce. So now my peppers are finished cooking. There they are. They're done. So I'm going to stuff them now. And they're going into this dish right here. Okay, so I stuffed my peppers and they're in the oven. I'm just gonna let them melt down a little bit. Well, here's my beautiful supper. I can't believe how nice my peppers got. So often my rice is runny, but this time it got perfect.